Hi guys, my name is Taylor Newton, and today I will be presenting you my Paxar video game simulation presentation. To start, I will be presenting to you the marketing mix. The first P in the marketing mix I will be talking to you about is product. So, for product, I had multiple different decisions to make in my video game simulation, such as graphics quality, selection of languages, difficulty level, rating of the game, and um, choice of supported console. So to help me make these decisions, I referred to the graphs market segment. For graphics quality, I would use the purchasing factors graph to base my decision on. So the more influence that graphics had on the purchasing factor for that group of consumers, the better that I would make the graphics. Additionally, for the rating of the game, I use the customer segmentation for gamers in the age section. And based on majority, I would decide the rating for the game. Additionally, for the difficulty level, I use the customer segmentation for games type of gamers section, and I would decide based on which type of gamer had the majority. So, for example, the hardcore gamers, which are more advanced, so I would make the difficulty advanced technical. Additionally, for the supported console, I use the customer segmentation for gamers console use section, and then I made the game available for every type of console that the consumers in this section used. Additionally, for price, to help me decide on the price of my games, I use a few different factors. So, one of the factors being how much of an impact the price had on purchasing. So, if price held a higher percentage for that group of consumers, I would focus on making the game more affordable to make the game more appealing to that target audience. Additionally, after I would make some product decisions for the game and find out if the game was a higher end game or more middle market, that would also help me decide my price, as higher end games to me merit a higher price. Lastly, I would take advantage of the price survey and I would try out different prices until I found the highest price that the most amount of people found fair. This way, I'm taking advantage of how my customers value my game to attain the most amount of sales. And then additionally for place, when it came to this decision, I used the purchasing behavior graph and I made the game available to purchase in every form that was found on the graph so that I could optimize sales, making the game available in every single way that that type of consumer wanted to purchase with. The distribution networks that were most likely to be used by my target audience, I allocated a higher budget since they are most likely to shop there anyways. Yeah. And lastly, for promotion, I base myself off of the media viewed graph for each target audience. So the greater percentage of a certain media type, the higher budget I would allocate to marketing in that segment. I would split my marketing budget accordingly to the ratios of the media viewed pie chart. This way, I'm spending the most money in the media that the target audience is most likely to see. For example, if 50% of the media viewed is television, I would put 50% of my marketing budget into TV commercials. And then when it came to objectives, the objectives that I made for myself were based off of the grading rubric for the Paxar simulation. I wanted to attain above good in every single dimension. So some objectives that I made for myself were to attain a share value above 555, to attain a net profit above 1,153,662. I wanted to attain a sales revenue above 9,982,692, and I wanted to attain a customer service threshold above 9.34, and I wanted to sell above 183,729 games. So the results of this were that I was actually able to attain all of the objectives that I had set for myself. So at the end of the 8 years, my share value was 898.31. My net profit was 2,286,388. My sales revenue was 13,306,508. My customer service threshold was 9.5, and my game sold was 236,755. When it came to the target audience, each game that I had to release had a very unique target audience. So to attain optimal sales, I used the market segment graphs to fully understand the target audience for each game. So my plan was that I used the information given to formulate a specific marketing mix um, to create the most value for the specific target audience, which would increase my unit sales and would result in a higher profit. All my choices for the marketing mix revolved around customer segmentation, type of gamers, purchasing factors, and more. When it came to my main competitors, I found that it changed with each round. However, there were certain competitors that I found that I had to consistently keep my eye on to keep myself with competing with the best. So my main competitors were EAA Sport, Venom, Level Up Gaming, CF Games, and Vision. My tactic to gain competitive advantage was to analyze all the information that was given to me and try my best to create the perfect marketing mix for each new game launch. That way I could result in higher share value, net income, sales, um, games sold, and customer satisfaction. For the most part, I would say that my tactic worked because there are some weeks where I found myself at the top of the leaderboard. However, sometimes I've had some lapses in judgment, which caused me to suffer. For example, there were some weeks where I didn't choose a very optimal marketing mix for a specific game launch, or maybe I struggled with the distribution of a specific game. Lastly, my advice to future students would be one, to set aside an hour per round of decisions. Don't rush, give yourself the proper time needed to completely, give yourself the chance to succeed really well in the simulation. Second, really take advantage of the resources at your disposal. So Praxar has a bunch of really good resources that will help you succeed in the simulation, such as the reports, the diagnosis and consistency analysis, and the market segment graphs, and much more. Third, pay attention to the advice given from the product manager and also from the marketing project manager. You'll notice that they give you very specific criticism on what you did in the last week and what didn't work and how to improve for the following or the upcoming week. And then lastly, really important to thoroughly study the target audience for each game to market accordingly to maximize your success. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a great day.